สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone is welcome to join. We will start with our first participant, which happens to be Geg Yenso from Penang. Geg, can you hear me, Geg? Yes. Unmute your microphone.
Hi, Ajaan. Good night. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, good. Yeah. No question, Ajaan.
Okay. Go to Jordan. Hi, Jordan. How's your second week in Thailand, in Bangkok?
Hi, Ajaan. It's going okay. The school is moving a little too quickly for me.
It's a different, it's from very cold to very hot now.
Definitely, yeah. I caught a bit of a cold, but yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't ask me to say anything in Thai yet.
สวัสดีครับ
Sawadee krap.
ขอบคุณครับ This is the two words you should learn first of all in
I
Thailand.
know those ones. Yeah.
So
Sawadee
how's
mai.
สบายดีครับขอบคุณครับ
So
So
everything's fine. I'm keeping up my practice and taking 8 precepts this week to try to just get into a good rhythm.
how many hours you have to study a day?
3 hours in class, and then I probably need to study about 4 hours out of class.
Is it
At
usually
least
only
to keep
is
up.
it's only verbal or reading also, reading and writing?
Reading and writing is another course that comes later.
I see. And now just learning how to speak Thai.
that's right. Basics. We're working on how to give directions to a
You
taxi
have
driver.
you have many foreigners attending your class in the same class you're attending?
Yeah, there are a couple people from Japan and someone from New Zealand, and someone from France. Two people from China.
I see. Yeah, good. Do you converse with them?
We practice speaking in Thai, but they all speak English. So that's good.
Mm.
But it doesn't. I guess it doesn't help. I need to really be immersed so I don't have a choice but to speak Thai.
You have to be among the Thais in order to speak Thai.
Yes. Maybe I should just go right to a monastery where no one speaks English.
Yeah. On the weekend, you're free. You're free to go anywhere you like, right? For the weekend.
Yes, Saturday and
Mm.
Sunday I have off.
Mm.
So I still have yet to go and visit any temples in Bangkok to see if I could possibly live at one. I want to do that before I get an apartment. I'm just waiting until I get over this cold, and then we'll go maybe to what? Bawon?
Number one, yeah, but used to be foreigners staying there. There are some foreign monks. You might be able to talk to them, and maybe they will add you, put you in as the what you call disciple or luksit.
Okay. To stay there as a layperson.
Yes, keep the
Okay.
precepts, and maybe they help do some chores for the monk. And
Oh, that would be
you
perfect.
might even be allowed to eat the food left over from the monk. So yeah, that can save you a lot of money. Room and
Definitely.
board, and a good
And keep me out of
environment.
trouble. Yeah.
Because in the temple, it's much more quieter than living outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Wat
think that's
Bhawan is a good place to try. Before I
okay.
was ordained, I stayed there for about 3 weeks as a layman, and I helped the monk wash his bowl and clean his mop his kuti, and he gave me the food left over from his arms round, and he had a small room that allowed me to stay. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
okay.
That sounds good to me. Yeah. Okay, I'll definitely go and go there soon
Yeah,
and
go
ask
to Wat
around to see if I
Bhawan
can find an
and
English speaker.
and find English monk, foreign monk, Westerners. I think there's still some. I think there's an American there and an Englishman there. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. That's hopeful.
Let's just ask around.
I think it's a pretty big place, huh?
Not really. It's
Okay.
I would say it's big, but it's not small.
Okay.
It's a large compound consisted of many buildings.
I'll just go and ask around.
Okay. Where do you stay now? Is it which part of Bangkok you stay in?
I'm staying in Nana.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Sukhumvit area.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
close
staying
to
in a
all
hostel.
the hostel here. That's close to all the tourist places.
Yeah, it is. It's also close to my school. That's why I chose this place. But this
Yeah.
area I live in it's my hostel is quiet, but this area is very there's a lot of partying and
Yeah, it's an entertainment sort of
yeah.
place.
Yeah.
But Wat Bhawan is quite away from where you are now. But you can probably take the metro or the
No
train.
problem. Yeah.
Mm.
Ben Shakitsi Park is here. It's very nice. I go there and practice and
Yeah,
study.
it's a large park. Yeah.
Beautiful there. Yeah.
Mhm. Good.
Okay, Tanajan, thank you very much. I don't have a question today.
Yeah. Keep up with your practice along with your study. Okay.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Next is Professor Ken from Switzerland.
สวัสดีครับอาจารย์
สวัสดีครับ
วันนี้ไม่มีคำถาม
ไม่มีคำถาม no question
ไม่มี
speak Thai พูดไทยเก่งมาก
นิดหน่อย
นิดหน่อยนะดีมาก
อืม
สาธุสาธุ
ขอบคุณครับอาจารย์
Okay. I'll go to Kokseng. Kokseng is coming to Thailand also. He made a reservation to stay with us on Khao Chion. Are you staying on Khao Chion or down below?
I just choose the main temple below. Yeah. Yeah. Because I think I'm still not ready to stay at the mountain.
Okay. Good.
So maybe when I'm more develop more confidence, then I may so-called venture to stay at the mountain in the future. Yeah. So I think for the first visit, maybe I will just stay at the main temple.
Mhm. Belinda and Gary just came and left a few days ago.
I see.
They're also from Singapore.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, you got any question tonight?
No questions at the moment. Thank you, Prajan.
Okay, go to Switzerland again, to Claudia. Claudia.
นามสการค่ะ
Namaskar. That's also a Thai word.
Yeah, this is what one of my teachers taught me before he left to Thailand when I was still in Germany.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes, I have a question today. So can Tanachan please explain to me the difference between the fourth jhana and an out-of-body experience in meditation?
Well, in meditation, you can have different types of concentration, or calm, or jhana. If you're in the jhana, you don't have any outer experience. It's another type called upajara samadhi, which you have to access first the jhana. Once you got to the fourth jhana, normally for most people they will remain in fourth jhana, but for some person who has been trained to access the out of this world, the psychic world, can exit from the fourth jhana and go into the psychic world and be able to communicate with the spiritual beings, like the Buddha when he gave Dhamma talks. He has to use this type of samadhi, of meditation. This also will enable you to have psychic powers, like the ability to recollect your past lives, be able to read the mind of other people, what they're thinking. But this has only happened to very few meditators. From what I understand, from what I heard from the teachers, usually about 5% of meditators will have this special ability. Like the story of Kun Ma Keo, Ma Chi Keo, if you ever read or listened to her biography, she had this special gift. But it can become a hindrance because you will become more or less addicted to this type of meditation, because it gives you sort of a power and ability that no other people can have. But it's not the samadhi, it's not the type of meditation that will support your practice of vipassana or enlightenment or wisdom. So if you happen to have this ability, and every time you meditate, you go into this out of this world experience, you will be just wasting your time because you will not have the ubekha that you can gain from the fourth jhana to use to resist your cravings. See? Your mind will be weak as if you haven't did any meditation.
This
So
is very clear. Yeah.
yeah. So if you could Machi Kel, she was always reminded by Long Time Mahabodh to stop going to this type of meditation because it doesn't support her path to enlightenment. But she kept resisting. She kept doing it until Long Time Mahabodh have to give her the ultimatum that if you don't stop, then I'm not going to be your teacher anymore. So that's when she knew that was serious. So she stopped and then just maintain her mind in the fourth jhana. And when after coming out of the fourth jhana, she then can investigate the three characteristics of existence, like death and asubha, and then eventually be able to overcome her cravings for being and not being, craving for sensual pleasures, for instance.
This is very clear. So thank you very much for this very important explanation. Thank you.
So if you should have this, try to restrain your mind. Wait until after you become enlightened. Then you can then go into this special type of meditation because you can then help other people.
It
Especially
happened
this.
only, yeah, it happened only one time in the year 2010, and I didn't force it, but I just wanted to get sure that I don't confuse it with the first jhana and think, oh, great, this was the first jhana, because I think it wasn't the first jhana, but it happened only one time.
Now the first jhana will mean you are focusing on your meditation object, whether your breath or your mantra. This is the first when you become fully absorbed in focusing on your meditation object, then you are in the first jhana.
Thank you very much. This is very helpful.
From what I heard, normally you have to pass the fourth jhana. You have to get to the fourth jhana before you can then enter into the psychic world.
Yeah. And I don't intend to enter the psychic world, so this is not my goal. So my goal is to
Yes,
get more calm.
to know ahead of time, because sometimes can be automatic if you already have this ability. Once you get to the fourth jhana, then you will automatically exit into the psychic world. But now that you know, then maybe it's like you have a warning. You have something to remind you not to go into that direction yet. Not this time, not now anyway.
Yeah.
You can use psychic power after you have become enlightened and assist teaching other people, especially the spiritual beings.
Yeah, I don't force it at all. So my goal is to get the mind more and more calm and
Have the
nothing else.
strength have the strength to resist your craving. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much.
And some of this might not be actual psychic power. Maybe it's just our imagination when we meditate. A lot of people could be fooled by some things that appear in the meditation and thought this is psychic power. So be very careful. Whatever appears in your meditation, you should not see them as important. You should treat them as temporarily phenomenon, natural mental phenomenon. They come and go. They are nija. They are natta. They're not under your control. But if you become immersed or become fascinated by them, you can become attached, and eventually you can get dukkha when you cannot access it again later on. So
This is very helpful.
yeah. Don't be fascinated by anything that appears when you meditate. It just means your mind starts to fabricate or manufacture these things to deceive you or to distract your focus on your meditation. So come back to your meditation object whenever you feel you're being distracted by things that appear in your meditation.
This is very helpful. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. I'll go to New Zealand now, to Anura and Ramya. Okay,
Swadhi Krab, Ajaan, Ajaan. Yes.
Radhi.
Start.
Like Claudia said, when you address the monk, you should say Namaskaran.
Namaskar. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Namaskaran.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But
We
it's
started
okay.
learning
Mm.
a bit of Thai from YouTube. Well, we are traveling to Thailand next week, so just looking forward to it. Yeah.
You say Namaskaran, Ajaan, Namaskaran, Ante.
Yeah. Namaskar, Ajaan. Ajaan, a question. I heard that some Thai forest monks have abhinya. So is it same as psychic powers? Or
That's right. Apinya means psychic power. And they have to access the type of samadhi called upachara samadhi, which is not jhana, beyond jhana. But some people who study the scripture, they interpret upachara samadhi mean before you get to jhana. So this can be confusing among with meditators. We say it is beyond jhana, but with scripture study people, they say it's before you get to jhana. But anyway, it just it's a different type. It's not jhana, and it's not useful for your practice for vipassana.
yeah. So do these the forest monks with abhinya? So do they stay in jhana? Or they are staying outside jhana?
Or when they practice for enlightenment, they stay in jhana. But only after they became enlightened, like Ajaan, then he sometimes teach the spiritual beings by using this type of samadhi. Ajaan has this apinya or psychic power. He could read the mind of other people, and he could also connect with the spiritual beings. If you study his biography, written by Ajaan Mahabua, I think there's a story about his ability.
Yeah.
He was even able to communicate with past Buddhas and past Arahants.
Yeah.
And this could be, for some people, they could be skeptical and say, how could this happen? But, this is something that you have to experience it yourself to really understand. If you don't experience it, just forget it. Just don't worry about it. It's not important. Your main goal is to stay quiet, empty your mind, keep your mind still, be peaceful and happy, and not reacting to anything. This is the goal of preparing your mind for vipassana practice. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Tangaja. Thank
So
you.
how long will be your trip in Thailand?
About 3.5 weeks.
3.5 weeks, yeah.
3.5 weeks, yeah. So
With Ajaan Brahm leading the group or not?
that same group. So not Ajaan Brahm is not traveling, but Ajaan Api, another month, the second month. And
from Perth.
From Perth, yeah. We are joining in Singapore. We fly from here to Singapore and then we join the group.
I see.
And I think we will be paying respect to you on Saturday. We will be there. So you have your Dhamma talk on Saturday after. Is that right, Ajaan?
This coming Saturday?
17th.
Oh, 17, okay.
Yeah, the week after.
Yeah, every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Buddhist
Yeah.
observance day, I'll give
Yes.
Dhamma talk about 2 p.m.
Yes. Yes. Is in Thai or in
Yes, in Thai. But after I finish the Thai talk, then if we have any foreigners, we can then communicate in English afterwards.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we would like to see Vatyan as well. So, and after that, we travel to Korat, Ajaan Ganna's monastery. We stay there for 3 days. And then there are so many Kruba Ajans that we are planning to pay respect and with teachings. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So you can see the different types, the different monastery.
And it's so inspiring for us. So maybe one day we want to come and stay in Vatyan or
Yeah, you're
practice,
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
do you have any other question?
Ajahn, sometimes Ajahn say, listen with your heart. That means listen with the peaceful mind, isn't it? Listen or see with your heart.
I can't quite hear you. Can you speak louder, please?
Listen or see from your heart.
What do you mean?
Some forest monks, they say, listen with your heart, right? That's what it
Yes.
means.
It means you have to pay attention to what you hear, not letting your mind go thinking about other things. Then whatever is spoken to you, you will then be able to absorb into your heart, your mind. Sometimes we listen, but we hear, but we don't listen. We hear the sound, but our mind is thinking about something else. So when you listen to Dhamma talk, you have to pay attention, close attention. Listen to every word and not allow your mind to go think about other things at the same time.
This is the one that the Buddha mentioned in the Bahya Sutta. In one sutta, Lord Buddha has said to Bahya to listen, see with your eyes, hear with your ear. Yeah, that's a teaching, right? Is that correct, Ajahn?
No, he means what you see, just merely see. What you hear, just merely hear.
Yeah.
Don't react, don't interpret. Just know it's just sound, just know it's images, but it isn't human or whatever. This is our delusion interpretation of what we see, we hear. In fact, they are just phenomena that comes and go. But you need a mind like you have to have a mind with ubekha to be able to just merely see, merely hear. Normally, your mind will, if you don't have ubekha, your mind will automatically interpret what you see, what you hear, and then react accordingly. If it's a good image, you react with cravings, with attraction. If it's a bad image, you react with negative reaction. You want to just merely not just merely observing, merely knowing, and not reacting. Then your mind will be free, will be safe from dukkha. As soon as you react with cravings or desire, then you're creating agitation in your mind, and that's dukkha. You want to maintain your mind to be calm all the time, regardless of what you see or what you hear.
Is that after 4th jhana with the upachara samadhi? Is it?
No, you just the 4th jhana. You need to have just the 4th jhana to have ubekha, equanimity. Then when you come out of jhana, you still maintain this equanimity within your mind. So when you see something, you don't react to them like you normally would. If you have no equanimity, when you see something you like, you want it. You want to grab that thing. You want to have it. When you see something you don't like, you want to get rid of it. But if you have equanimity, you just merely see. You know it's good or bad, but you have no reaction toward what you see.
So then you have the protection from the danger as well. If you that means you're very still, like
You have to speak
otherwise-
closer to this. Yeah, speak closer to the screen because I.
So if someone is in that stage, they have the protection from outside, like if there's a tiger or someone in the danger, so they have protection as well. Is it so, Ajaan? Yeah. Yeah. Can
Ajaan's muted.
I'm sorry. My connection got disconnected, so I didn't hear what you said. So you have to repeat what you said again, please.
So that person, if it's the person in for jhana, he has the protection from outside as well.
Well,
No danger.
No, the danger can only happen to the body, but the mind will not be affected by whatever happens to the body. But it is brief, with the fourth jhana, equanimity that you get from the fourth jhana is not permanent. After you come out of jhana for a while, this will eventually dissipate or disappear. So you have to go back into jhana again to regenerate this equanimity. But if you use wisdom, then you can maintain equanimity without having to go into the jhana after you come out. Wisdom is to see everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta, and to let go and not to have any attachment or reaction toward them, because they can only cause you dukkha.
So, Tanaja, so in that state, that person, klesha is not active, right? It's so subsidized. No klesha. Is that correct?
In what state?
When a person is just out of jhana and in upeka, so his defilements or kleshas are all subsidized, not appearing.
When you, it's like putting water into an ice box. When you take the water from the ice box, it will stay cool a while, but it will slowly become warmer. It's the same way with the mind. When you meditate into the fourth jhana, your mind will be calm and have equanimity. When you have equanimity, the defilement cannot work, cannot function. But when you come out of meditation, your mind will gradually lose this equanimity. Then your defilement will start to emerge again. See, the jhana doesn't eliminate the defilement, only suppress the defilement. If you want to eliminate the defilement completely, you have to use wisdom or vipassana, which is to see everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then you will not react to anything. Understand?
That's very clear. Thank you.
Ajaan.
Yeah, thank you.
So, see, before the Buddha became enlightened, people used jhana as a way of protecting their mind. But after they come out from jhana, the mind can be afflicted by the defilement again, with dukkha again. And they don't know how to stop this affliction, this dukkha, when they are not in jhana. The Buddha wanted to find a way of getting rid of this dukkha while not in jhana. So he has to investigate and compare what between when the mind is in jhana and not in jhana. What is the difference? And he realized that the difference is that when you're in jhana, the cravings, the defilement is not working. And when you come out of jhana, the cravings or the defilement start to work again. And when the craving or defilement start to work, dukkha arises. So he discovered the Four Noble Truths that way. So he said, all my craving, all my dukkha comes from my craving. So if I stop my craving, and the way to stop my craving is to tell it that whatever I crave for, they're not good because they are temporary. They are nijja. They are anatta. You cannot keep or force them to do what you want all the time. So when you see this with wisdom, then you have no desire for anything. Because when you go after, you will get you can only keep it temporarily. Sooner or later, you will lose it again.
Okay. Thank you, Ajaan. Thank you. Cindy, thank you. We can see those connection in the building.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure why my connection is like this tonight. It just went off and come back on again. So I was talking to Trevor. Trevor, it's your turn to speak. Can you hear me? Can you unmute your microphone? Okay.
Good morning. Good evening to you, and so nice to hear your voice again. And to see Jordan looking so happy and relaxed. I honestly, I don't think I've seen him looking so
calm.
radiant.
Good.
Very happy. Very interesting talking this morning. I was here since 8, but I guess I forgot to turn my camera on. But I'm reading this book, one of the books written by Ajahn Mahabua, the Venerable Ajahn
Biography.
Yeah, the biography, A True Spiritual Warrior, and
yes.
I can't know.
Ajahn Kao is the Luang Da Mahabu's contemporary. They're both the disciple of Ajahn Man.
Of Ajahn Mun, yes. And I'm really enjoying it. But I was, especially the story about how he was speaking to the elephants.
Yes.
I hope you still have elephants.
Oh yeah, we still have lots of elephant in Thailand.
Oh, that's great. I was telling Jordan, learning Thai is like eating an elephant. You have to take it one bite at a time. Anyway, I one small spoonful at a time. But I was interested in this discussion of jhana. I'm still not entirely sure what it is, but you say we've heard discussion of the first jhana tonight and the fourth jhana, but I'm wondering what about the other two? Are they, maybe could you possibly describe the second and third, if they, or do people just skip from 1 to 4? And the other question I had is about spiritual beings. I'm interested to know what where they are, what they're doing, and why do they need to be taught? But you teach some some arahants are teaching the spiritual beings? Are they teaching the Dhamma, I suppose?
They are you without a body. That's all. When you're not having a body, you become a spiritual being. See, you don't die with your body. The one who sing and talk right now doesn't die with the body. They are two separate entities. The mind and the body are two separate entities. The mind, once they have no body, then the mind exists as a spiritual beings.
Okay. Until we come back.
Reborn, when you're reborn, when you have a chance to attach yourself to a new body, then you have rebirth.
And can you just stay a spiritual being if you don't want to be reborn?
Yes, like the Buddha and his noble disciple. But you have to stop the cause of rebirth, which are your cravings. Craving for sensual pleasure, craving for being, and craving for not being. You have to stop all these cravings in order to stop rebirth.
I see.
And you need jhana as part of the tool to stop your rebirth. So you need to practice mindfulness and meditate. If you want to know the details of the four jhana, just search in the Google for it. Jhana.
Jhana.
Yeah, four jhana.
And so there is the second and the third as well.
It's like driving an automobile. You shift gear from first gear to second gear to third gear to fourth gear, and the conditions of the automobile will change. The speed and the sound of the automobile will shift according to the gears you change. It's the same way with the mind. The mind becomes more calmer, more subtle. I can remember all the details of these jhanas, but if you want to, you can search in Google for this. But
Okay.
sometimes when you meditate, you usually go from first to fourth, like automatic transmission.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. But and how quickly can one expect to get into first jhana? How do you know when you're there in the first jhana? You said when you're just focused on your meditation object.
You're constantly mindful of that meditation object and not go to think about other things. You have to be solely watching your breath and not thinking about Jordan or about your friend or whoever. You will just constantly watching your breath, only knowing just the breath and not anything else. If you can do this for 5 minutes, you can enter into jhana.
Okay.
So you have to practice a lot of mindfulness before you meditate. See? Because usually when you sit and meditate, you might be able to stay with your breath for a few seconds, and your mind will then start to go think about other things already.
So practice the mindfulness during the day.
That's right. From the time you get up to the time you go to sleep, try to reduce the amount of thinking as much as possible by focusing on what you do. When you walk, just walk with your body. When you eat, just eat with your body. Don't let your mind go think about other things at the same time. This is mindfulness practice, using the body as the object of mindfulness. Then when you meditate, then your mind can stick with the breath, the in and out breath. And if it doesn't think for 5 minutes, it can become still and enter into the fourth jhana. If you're continuously watching your breath, you're at the first jhana. See? But it hasn't yet become fully still yet. It takes a little while for it to become fully still.
Okay, so you can be in the first jhana for moments initially, but
Yes.
the goal
is to go to the fourth jhana when the mind becomes completely still, not thinking, not doing anything, just merely knowing. And all the thoughts stop, disappear. and then it seems that you are in empty space, as if you are out in space by yourself alone, but not lonely, happy, content. The first jhana give you contentment.
Okay.
All right. Maybe this will entice you to do more practice.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep a regular practice, and it's on my own without Jordan's prompting, and I think of him every time I sit down, and it's good. I'm very, very grateful to him for pushing me in this direction. So
You have to
bless
push
you.
yourself now by setting up a regular schedule for you to do. Like every
Yes.
day at a certain time, you should stick to the schedule.
Right. Okay.
If you don't have a schedule, then your mind usually doesn't like to do what is good for the mind.
Right. That's very important. Schedule exactly the same time every morning, every night. Mornings.
Yes,
Mornings are easier. The nights are with all they get busy, but
yes, all the thought that you spend during the day. So by nighttime, all these thoughts still linger in your mind.
yeah, I think maybe just before I go to bed, maybe the best time then, because everyone goes to bed, everyone gets up. Those are good times. You have to be quiet. And,
Yes, sometimes you get tired and you fall asleep.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
it's good time before you go to bed and after you get up in the morning. Start the day with meditation and end the day with meditation.
I love starting with the meditation. And there's a little office in my office building. There's a little room, a quiet room, and I'm thinking I might start going in there at lunch and
Yes,
try and
good.
meditate
Good.
a bit there.
Yeah. Do as much as possible if you can find the time to do it.
Thank you. I will.
It's like a speed bump. It will stop your mind from running too fast. Every time you meditate, you slow down your thoughts. It acts like a speed bump.
I really enjoy it and look forward to it now, which is a change that I've noticed. I really I don't look for, I have to go meditate now. I actually think, oh my goodness, I'm so lucky. I have a chance to sit and meditate. I feel good when I do that. So that's a good thing.
Yes, that's right. You feel blessed to be able to meditate.
And I've actually got to sit in the half lotus briefly. So I'm moving along in that direction. I find that sitting in that position is really makes a difference.
Yes, it's best position for meditation, really.
It really makes a huge difference. So I'm going to keep trying to get that into a comfortable position for that, because that supports your whole back and you can sit tall and it's nice.
Yeah, it takes time for your muscle to adjust to this new position, but after a while you'll find it easy as you go along.
I hope so.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Nice,
Thank you.
nice talking
Raj.
to you.
Nice
Okay.
talking to you.
Next, Ryan from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Good evening to you.
Got a question on from my friend actually. It's female, so she's actually considering ordaining as a bhikkhuni. So just wondering, Ajaan, sometimes in Thailand it could be a challenging topic at times. So what are your thoughts on this matter, and also what would be your recommendations for my friend, Ajaan?
I think the important thing is not whether you are ordain as a bhikkhuni or a mechi. The important thing is the ability to practice. So sometimes in Thailand, mostly in Thailand, we don't have bhikkhuni. But if you want to stay close to good meditation teacher, Thailand has a lot of good meditation teacher. You have to ordain as a mechi instead, which is no different really, as far as practice is concerned. You still practice the Noble Eightfold Path. But the discipline, the code of monastic code is different. For mechi, you just keep the 10 precepts, But for bhikkhuni, you have to keep the 327 monastic codes or something. And as far as Thailand is concerned, we consider there's no longer bhikkhuni lineage in the Theravada tradition. So you cannot just reinstate it by yourself. But I think they still have this lineage in the Mahayana tradition. If you want to ordain as a bhikkhuni, you have to ordain in the Mahayana tradition, not the Theravada. But it doesn't make much difference because you still have to practice the mindfulness. You still have to meditate. You still have to practice the austere practices. Eat once a day, eat in the bowl. This is more important thing to consider than whether you are bhikkhuni or bhikkhu or mechi. So let's not get lost in the status of being. I want to be a bhikkhuni because bhikkhuni is much more maybe more respectable than being a mechi or something like that. The goal is to look for a good place to meditate and a good teacher to guide you. That's more important than anything else.
Thank you, Ajaan. Any recommendations for places in particular, or?
Well, you just go to Ajaan or either the disciples of Ajaan Chas or disciple of Ajaan Man tradition, and they are all good meditation teacher, and they usually have quiet monastery for practice. So you just have to look around. So it's like shopping for a car. You have to go look in the showroom for different types of cars and test drive them. See which one you like best, and you buy that one. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your answer, Ajaan. Appreciate it. Sadhu.
You're welcome. Okay, Celia.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Yes, good evening to you. I'm sorry. My connection kept disconnected, but I'm back again.
That's fine. I can hear you well. Well, nice to see you again. I was away for a little. I was doing a meditation retreat, so I came back a few days ago.
Where did
I
you
really
go?
don't have.
Where did you go?
Actually, I went to Thailand.
Oh,
It was a
really?
group. Yeah, Thailand and Sri Lanka.
I see.
So it was a group. I was invited, and they had their own program. So it was mainly meditation, but we also visited some places like the site of Luang Pu Sao Cantasilo. That was really nice. The memorial of Ajahn Chah. And also the stupa of Ajahn Mahabua, a very big stupa.
Yes.
And that was nice. Yes, I had never been there before. And yeah, I visited some teachers, Ajahn Gangha, Ajahn Tan, I think he's called. So yeah, it was quite a busy program. And then we went to Sri Lanka, no? And I came back some days ago, still like trying to order myself.
So how was the trip like? Good, enjoyable, and inspiring?
the visit to these teachers and to the sites of these teachers were extremely inspiring for me. And then maybe I have thought that I would have a little bit more solitude and a little bit more time to meditate than I actually had. But it's just how it was, no? So now, yes, I also want to think about these things in my practice looking forward, about how important is for me to have solitude, no? And try to open those spaces also within my conditions to be able to practice in that way. I don't know, I'm still trying to make some, to order my thoughts about the experience of the meditation and how to move forward with my practice, no? Getting the teachings of that.
Usually, if you practice, you usually have to start with mindfulness. Every teacher will teach the same thing. It's like when you learn to read it, you start with the ABC. You know? So when you meditate, you start with mindfulness.
But sometimes the conditions are so that it's difficult to have mindfulness in some conditions that in other conditions.
So you have to find
That's
the
what I
condition that
discovered.
will allow you to have the. That's why you have to find the right
Yes.
condition. You have to seek
Yes.
seclusion as much as possible.
Yes, I think I went back a little bit in my mindfulness because obviously there is a big group, there are many things happening. So there also my mind is like thinking more than it thought, more than it should actually. So yeah, it was also a little bit like my problem to lose a little bit of mindfulness. No? So now I want to come back to be more in the present moment, not try, as you always say, not to think so much, but just remain in the present and don't judge so many things. Don't be lost in the past. Don't be wondering or imagining too much about the future. No, so let's see how that goes.
You have to do this alone. If you're around people, they will try to get you to think or talk to you, and you have to communicate with them. Then you have to use your thoughts. Yeah.
Yes, I'm starting to think that that's inevitable. That when you're around people, you have to talk like it. There's no option, no. Yes, so yeah, let's see how that goes.
The
So by now
Buddha's
I
rule say
yeah.
when you if you want to succeed in meditation, you must not socialize. You must maintain seclusion as much as possible.
Sometimes it's difficult, no? Sometimes you don't have option. But for example, I always thought that the conditions here in Peru were really bad because I had to do a lot of errands and have to do lots of logistics and administration of the house and everything. But now I understand that it's not so bad, that at least I can look for some seclusion within this, within the many things that I have to do, no? So yeah, in that
Yes,
sense, it was not so bad. No? Try to see
yes,
the good things of the conditions that I have now.
seclusion doesn't mean you have to be in the forest or in the mountain alone. You can have seclusion in your home, in your room by yourself.
Yes, yes, I've discovered that. I always complain that, oh, in the forest, it would be so nice. And actually, in the proper conditions in the forest, it would be so nice. Now I'm usually drawn to that. But if it's not possible, well, yeah, the second best is just be alone in my room and try to have as much seclusion as possible to be able to strengthen my mindfulness. So yeah.
Yes, try to have seclusion and try to stay mindful and meditate as much as possible. This is your first step before you can go to vipassana or wisdom.
Yes, yes. I think I'm still like on the basics still, no? I always think that it's advancing, but then it goes back, and then I advance a little, and then I go back. So
Yeah, you must be able to abandon your sensual pleasure, craving for sensual pleasure, if you want to
yeah,
move ahead in your meditation. If you still go to your sensual pleasure, then you're sort of backtracking. You're going back the other
yes,
direction.
yes, totally right. Yeah, totally right. Yeah.
Mhm.
And a little bit going out to the world also exposes you to lots of sensual pleasures, no? And it's difficult not to
Yes.
get caught in
Mhm.
them. Yeah. Many thanks for your guidance, Prajan.
Well, sensual pleasures, defilement can come in very different disguise. Like pilgrimage trip can also be a disguise for sensual pleasure without knowing it.
Yes, exactly. I would have never imagined, but yes, there's so many opportunities for sensual pleasures to be there waiting for you and tempting you.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to lock yourself up in your room. That's why.
But that's a double sword because yes, I get solitude here in a room, but once I go out, it's like again, no? I mean, you're exposed again. So yeah.
You have to be mindful, especially more mindful when you go outside. The Buddha said you have to watch your senses. Don't let it go wild. Try to tame it.
Yes, little by little, little by little.
All right. Anything else?
Okay. No, nothing else. No other question by now. Many thanks, Dragon.
Okay, you're welcome. I'll go to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Alvin.
Namaskaram, Ajaan. Ajaan, I have got one question regarding the what you talk about Pachara Samadhi. Sometimes I hear people talking about fifth to the eighth jhana. Is it the same as Pachara Samadhi? Ajaan?
The Arupa jhana, no, Arupa jhana are just much more subtle jhana than the Rupa jhana.
Oh, okay.
They're still in the jhana. They're not the Upachara Samadhi. Upachara Samadhi is active Samadhi, while jhana are inactive Samadhi. In jhana, you still the mind to become inactive. While in Upachara Samadhi, you become very active, but active in the psychic world, in the psychic ability.
I see. So the fifth to the eighth jhana is not important, right?
No, it's a Arupa jhana level.
Right.
Therefore, four Rupa jhana and four Arupa jhana level. It just means the mind become more still, more refined, more subtle.
Right. So if you happen to go into the Arupa jhana, you can also have this stability, and when you come out, you can also investigate using
Yes,
the
yes, yes. Anything from the fourth jhana onward will give you equanimity.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Naja. Very clear. Thanks.
Okay. Good. We'll go to Brazil now. Alfredo. How are you, Alfredo? Happy?
Hi, Bante.
Hi, how are you?
Happy with Dharma. Unhappy with the world. It's the same, but it's the same. It's a kiddie.
You're not happy.
Bante, today you are in spiritual being, Bante. Your voice is
Yes,
losing.
We are all spiritual beings, but we use the body to communicate with each other. The body is like a cell phone. We use the body to communicate with each other. Once there is no body, then we cannot communicate. Then we have to communicate with somebody who has the special samadhi, special meditation, upachara samadhi.
Yes. Last years you say that if we can help with any advice about the Dharma is permitted, né, Bante?
Or if you know the Dhamma and if somebody asks you for help, you can give them the Dhamma if you know. But if you don't, but if you're still a student and you still haven't yet graduated, maybe you should not spend too much time teaching other people yet. Wait until
Yes.
you graduate before you become a teacher yourself,
Yes.
full time. But you can
Yes.
be a part-time teacher if someone asks you how to meditate, and if you know how to do it, you can teach them how to do it.
Yes. Yes.
But you still go ahead.
My perception, Bante, is my practice is pay attention. Pay attention. Anicca dukkha anatta, anicca dukkha anatta, 24 hours or day. Anatta is very, very important to not have delusions, not have problems.
Yes.
I think the students have to main jhana, and first jhana is possible. Second jhana, Bante, is happy in body. Happy in body is, if you don't have happy in body, very, very happy in your leg, if you don't have for jhana, Bante. Apana samadhi is only possible. You have all body in energy, very energy. Né? It's a piti is piti in body is second jhana. Is not have this, not have apana samadhi, Bante. I think the energy is very important. Né? You are people that very energy in Dhamma, né? And I give to teachings the Buddha to restate the Dhamma, restate the Buddha, restate the Dhamma, restate the Sangha. It's very important to have energy, né? To have energy, to have a life in Dhamma, né? I think this is meta, Bante, meta if Dhamma for all peoples, energy of good energy, né? Is this the possible entering jhana with meta, né? Meta in meta, with energy, and energy. And we have piti in body, you have for jhana. But the important is vipassana, Bante. You say this, but vipassana is necessary a very, very meditation, Bante, because meditation is a house to Dhamma, Bante. Yes.
Yes, you need meditation before you can go to vipassana. You need samadhi first.
Yes.
So practice mindfulness and samadhi first. Then you go to anicca, dukkha, anatta for wisdom. Okay.
Yes. Many teachers say about two qualities of a person: quality of a good person, quality of dana, quality of upekkha, quality of samadhi, quality of sila. Is important, né, Bante? But meditation is important too, né? A middle way, né, Bante?
Yes, you need everything. You need sila, you need
both are
samadhi.
important. Né?
You need everything. Like an automobile, you need the wheels, you need the engines, you need the steering wheel, you need the brakes. So the Noble Head Prabhupada had 8 factors that you have to have.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I say this because many teachings that with important is qualities to a good person, qualities to a dana, qualities to samadhi, qualities to upekkha, qualities, and meditation, but is not important. If only important is vipassana, meditation not important, né, but it's the impression that I have.
Okay. Whatever. All right. Thank you.
But thanks for your teachings. I like for teachings. I like your sangha. I like your community. I like the able that you have to pass Dharma to us. I like is very important.
Okay, good. Keep following us then, okay?
Okay.
Hi. Next, Clara. Clara, where are you from? This is your first time here? Okay, your microphone.
Good evening, Ajaan. Yeah, I'm from Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
Sorry, Ajaan, I couldn't hear that.
What can I help you?
Okay. So I have a question that I'm asking on behalf of some friends. So, for people who are aiming to keep the 8 precepts long term, do you have any advice on how we can keep our third precept as purely as we can? Because I think that even if we choose not to engage in relationships, I think when we live in an internet age where things like pornography is very accessible and it's very normalized, then I think people still very easily succumb to self-gratification. And I noticed that lust can be very easily triggered in the surroundings of lay life as well, especially in the case for men. And I think that Asubha meditation, it often feels like a very dry and intellectual exercise when we don't have that concentration in our meditation. So I was wondering, Ajaan, do you have any practical advice for how we can reduce and eventually overcome lust completely? So for example, can breaking a stream of lustful thoughts with entertainment like music or a show, can this actually be recommended in lay life? Thank you, Ajaan.
Well, there are several factors that you have to have in order to be able to tame or to get rid of your sensual desire. Yeah. Keeping the precept, the 8 precept is one way. Second is to seek seclusion, to be far away from the distraction of the sensual objects, like go and live in a monastery, for instance, and then maintain mindfulness all day long from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Then this will enable you to be able to more or less keep the sensual desire in check. Maybe not get rid of it yet. In order to get rid of it, you have to see the asubha or anicca of all the sensual objects, which might take time because you might have to do mindfulness and meditation first before you can then teach your mind to constantly contemplate on asubha or on anicca. So this is what you have to do. Okay. I cannot hear you because do you want to speak or just okay?
Thank you, Ajaan. Yeah, nothing further. Thank you so much
You're
for your
welcome.
wisdom.
All right. I'll go to Malaysia again. Philip, Kuala Lumpur.
Namaskar, Ajaan. Good evening. I don't have any questions tonight. Just happy to be listening in.
And who is this guy next to you?
Oh, that's my youngest son. He's always listening to you before he goes to sleep. So,
Hello.
he's
Hello.
hi. Hello.
Okay. You understand what we're talking about?
Do you?
Some I don't.
Sometime.
Sometimes I don't understand.
Okay. Just keep listening. The more you listen, the more you understand. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Ajaan, you're gonna go to bed now. Bye, Ajaan.
Yeah, good night. Have a good sleep.
Okay. Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Good night. I'll
Right.
go to Dubai now. Aparajita.
Namaskaran, Ajaan. I guess I just picked up my first Thai phrase. So, is that right? Namaskaran, Ajaan?
Yes, Namaskaran. Yeah, first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am just working on stabilizing, just practicing regularly, and that's it. And grateful to always attend this meeting. So no questions.
Yeah, you have to set up the schedule for practice and stick with the
Yes.
schedule.
Yes,
And
I
if
do
you,
that every morning.
and if you find it you're useful and you want to practice more, then you set up more schedule as you advance.
Yes, that's the intention.
Yeah, schedule is the intention. In the perfection is called Atitan.
That's true.
You have to set up your intention first. Excuse me. Okay, nothing, no question tonight.
No questions. Thank you.
Okay. All right, we'll go to Wales now, to Diana. Hello, Diana.
Greetings, Tanajan. I have I wanted to ask you about the teaching on marriage and divorce and yes, that.
Well, if you're married, you have to have fidelity. You cannot commit any extracurricular activity. You have to be faithful to your partner. That's keeping the 5 precepts. This is all, but there's no rule that say you cannot get a divorce. If you find that you can no longer live together, then you can separate amicably, friendly, still remain friends, but separate. We should always maintain loving kindness toward everybody, regardless of whether we have a relationship with them or not.
So if people are having difficulties they can't resolve, then it's okay for them to finish, but
That's
as long
right.
as they do it with compassion.
Yes, with compassion, with loving kindness, with understanding that maybe we are not made for each other.
Yes. Sometimes people seem to be made for each other and they're not. Yes.
But when you're still partners, you have to be faithful to each other.
My daughter's cat, sorry. Yes. Thank you.
Or unless you get permission from your partner to allow you to have another relationship, then that's okay also.
That sounds exhausting. Thank you.
Okay, is that all?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go to Sri and check from Vancouver or nearby.
Namaste.
You finish with your memorizing yet? Not yet.
Nine channel ground contemplations. Yeah. Yeah. It's helpful.
Helpful, huh? Good.
Helpful, yeah.
Do
At
it
least
every day. Do it every day before you go to bed. Before you meditate, recite what you memorize. And it will help you calm your mind down, and you can then meditate better after you finish reciting the sutta.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Even like sometimes if I extend my hand or anything, I remember like the sutta was saying this. So then at that moment, like at least I'm mindful of that moment. It's kind of like reminding myself internally.
That's right. You need something, you need reminder. If you don't have something to remind you, then you keep forgetting, right?
Yes, yes. If it is Buddha, sometimes I keep forgetting, but this with a message. So okay, at least like that's what Buddha taught us. So
Good. Keep on doing it. You'll find that you will be advancing, steadily advancing. Your mind become more mindful and easier to control as you practice.
Yeah.
But you have to keep it up though. Don't do it now and then a few days later you forget it, and you can forget it easily, you know that? If you don't set up a certain a certain rule that I must not forget this, I must do this every day or something like this.
Yeah.
Can you set up this rule? I'm gonna recite this thing every day, for instance. Then you will
Yes.
never forget. But if you don't set up this rule, after a few days, you might get someday you get busy, you forget, and then a few more busy days, then then you stop reciting altogether.
Yes, that's
Make
the
it a
part.
point to do it every day. Okay, it's
Yeah.
very good. The teaching of the Buddha, keep it close to your heart.
Yeah, that's how we keep the teaching close to our hearts. Okay.
But keep reciting, memorizing the teaching.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Mm.
And Ajahn Buddha say like, we ask us to abide independent, meaning it's like to do it ourselves now, like
Independent in which way?
yeah, you say like you abide independent, and
It
then
means you
not
don't rely on anything except rely on yourself. Attahi atano natu. We can exist without having to depend on other things or people. We can rely on ourselves if we have mindfulness. We can have happiness within ourselves. We don't need happiness from other people. Because if you have mindfulness, you can meditate, you can enter jhana, then you can have happiness within yourself. Then you can become a monk like me. See? Right now you cannot. You still have to have happiness from your wife, from your money, from all the things that you have to keep you happy. But I don't have to have anything because I have meditation. That's the way of keeping me happy.
Yeah, that's what he meant, like not clinging to anything in the world.
Because they are useless. They are more harmful than useful because they are not reliable. Your wife one day might leave you, right? Then what happened if she leaves you?
Go back to practice.
You shed tears, you cry first, right?
Yes.
And probably look for a new wife. No practice. Because you don't know how to practice it, but you know how to get a new wife.
Then go back to square one.
Yeah. People keep forgetting. They forget history, what happened in the past. Then they'll repeat the same mistake again and again, over and over again. Same mistake. Okay, anything else would you like to say?
For me, so far, it's good. Yeah, practice is good. Like at least I got a goal. Yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah, you have to set up a goal, or else you will not get where you want to go. See? You have to have determination, resolution. Set up this goal. I'm gonna keep reciting this sutta every day. Then nothing can stop you. Because you don't need anything to recite. It's in your mind.
Yeah. Yeah, at least it's reminding myself. So
Okay.
yeah, thank you, Tanajan.
Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. Inten from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Yes. Good evening to you.
Ajahn, next Friday I'm going to Vatican.
Again, huh? Okay. I think Vanya is becoming popular with lots of foreigners now coming to Vanya Indonesian, Singaporean, Malaysian, Chinese, and some Westerners also. Maybe because of this meeting, people get to learn know more about what Yan now and what they can
Yes.
do. Mm.
Yes.
Okay, how long you expect to stay?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, huh? Oh, really
Uh-uh.
good. You find useful for you last time when you came?
Uh-huh. What?
Good.
I beg your pardon?
Did you find it useful last time when you came to stay?
Yes. Yes. For this time, I want to push myself. I want to try to fasting, Ajahn.
Good, good. If you fast, you should not come out and meet people or see things because they can make you hungry. If you come to the dining hall, you should avoid the dining hall if you fast. Stay in your dorm, stay in your room.
Mm-hmm.
Because
But I can
for
go
chanting,
up
you can go.
for meditation or
Yes,
for walking meditation.
yes, you can go meditation, chanting, but don't come to the dining hall because
Okay.
when you see food, you might not be able to resist your cravings.
Okay, Ajahn.
All right, I'll see you then next Friday. Huh?
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. We'll go to Cook saying, oh, no, I'm sorry. Ka-Phai-Lim.
Good day to you, Ajaan. I have no question for now.
Okay. Go to Piao and Indira from Toronto.
Good morning
Good
from
morning.
Toronto, Ajaan.
Good evening to you.
How are you?
Very good, thank you.
You have any questions? No, I'm okay. I don't have. He's the one who has all the questions.
No, I don't have a question. I just was thinking, like, how much of practice, we do can be, for example, if you're fortunate enough to become maybe unfortunate enough to be another human next birth, how much a carry-on factor, like the samatha or vipassana or both? Is there the more the vipassana part you carry on to another birth, like your memory, or is the samatha practice also is transformed to another destination?
They are transformed more or less, it depends on how much you have developed. The more you have, the more you develop, the more you will carry over with you. See what you did with what you do with practice, it goes with you. But what you do with memory, sometimes you lose it. Because when memory can be anicca, say impermanent, sanya anicca. But with something that you do, then it's not memory. It's something you build in your mind. And it goes with you. Like if you know how to meditate, when you go next life, you will know how to meditate.
Yeah, you see some kids have previous memories. They just right away get into meditation. You see this, maybe it's coming from their previous practices.
Like the Buddha, when he was a kid, he could enter the jhana alone when he was left alone.
Yeah.
Sitting under the tree.
Yeah.
That's because he used to do it before. And when the condition is right for him to go automatically into jhana.
I think jhana is something people have sometimes with past life
Even
experience.
ancient rishis, and they have most people have perfected jhanas, I guess, before the time of Buddha, but the vipassana part is something which is unique.
Vipassana is something that you need to study from the Buddha. So sometimes it doesn't go with you. It will go only if you are sotapanna. Then you have vipassana with you. Then you can practice on your own until you reach nibbana.
That's when you become attahi attanonato, like you become to till then, you need some support from another person.
You can be your own teacher once you have reached the Sotapanna level. You understand the Four Noble Truths and the three characteristics of existence. So you can use this to eliminate the remaining fetters that you haven't yet eliminated in your next life. If you should die before you became fully enlightened. Because accident could happen, your body could die for some other reason. It doesn't respect whether you are a Sotapanna or not. Even the Buddha has to die, the body. But the mind doesn't die with the body. And the mind, if it achieves something, it will take that achievement with it into next life.
That's the chitta, the part remains.
That's right. The spiritual being, we call spiritual being, chitta.
The another question is different to this. When they talk about the mundane Raitu and super mundane Raitu, I think they in the sutra they talk about it. So the mundane is just for a person to believe in the karmic consequences of your actions, basically. The super mundane is to know the Four Noble Truth. There is suffering and there is a way out of suffering, and we have to work through the path. Is it something like that?
Super mundane means the level of the noble, the Magga Phala. Sotapanna upward is called super mundane. Samadhi, jhanas, and keeping the sila or dana is mundane. It doesn't release you from the world of the rounds of rebirth. With supramundane, it will deliver you outside of the rounds of rebirth. Like a Sotapanna will have not more than 7 lives left. The Sakidakami only one life left as a human being. And Anagami only exists in the Brahma world before it finished and become fully enlightened and exit the mundane world completely, totally. The mundane world is samsara, the 3 worlds of existence. The sensual realm of existence, the rupa realm of existence, the arupa realm of existence. If you want to get out of these 3 realms of existence, you need to practice the teaching of the wisdom of the Buddha, discovered by the Buddha, the 4 Noble Truths and the 3 characteristics of existence. Then you enter into the supramundane level. When you get rid of the fetters, you become Sotapanna, Sakidakami, Anagami, and then Arahant.
I mean, it's very clearly defined, the enlightenment, the teachings of the Buddha, the fetters, I mean, no other philosophy talking about enlightenment, they don't really categorize so clearly. These are the fetters, three fetters. I mean, people talk about enlightenment, but never as so defined, very clear cut as teaching of the Buddha what enlightenment is.
That's to show you what the Buddha really knows, and nobody else knows. If you go study in other teaching, you'll never find the 10 fetters, the 4 Noble Truths, the 3 characteristics of existence. It's unique with the Buddha. Only.
Amazing. So Sotapanna still have the anger and lust still remaining.
Still have lust for the body, yes. Sexual desire. Only the 3rd level when you eventually got rid of all the sexual desire. So that's why an Anagami doesn't return as a human anymore, because it doesn't have any desire to have sex with anybody. But it's still stuck with the rupa or arupa.
Rupa. They
because
have
it's still attached to the rupa chana and arupa chana. So he has to realize this and then get rid of his attachment to this rupa jhana and rupa jhana.
Now, they also have the mana still with them, like with
There
a
is
bit of ego.
conceit is still
Conceit.
within the mind.
Mm.
And also avijja. Still
Yeah,
not
the
seeing
last-
still not seeing the Four Noble Truths
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah,
yet.
it's
There's still some
yeah, it's-
aspects of the Four Noble Truths that he hasn't seen yet.
Yeah, I recently read a sutra. It very clearly says that to destroy the last 5 fetters, that's a higher fetters, you need the jhanas. There's no question. This very clearly said.
No, you need 10 to get rid of the 10. You need you need jhana. Without jhana, you won't be able to enter into the supramundane level.
Is it even for the lower fetters? I have not seen that. Is in the lower fetters you need the jhanas?
Who for the lower? Yes, yes, you
Yeah.
all need them.
Okay.
Unless you might not have to develop in this life because maybe in your past life you already have it. See, it's
Okay.
an exception. See, people don't understand that some people already have jhana in their past life. They don't have to practice jhana in this life. Once they study the fetter, they can get
I
rid
see.
of them right away.
Those are rare, probably in between the exception to the rule. Always says, yeah.
Like when the Buddha first gave the first sermon, he gave to the 5 ascetics.
Yes, that's
And
good.
they all have jhanas already.
Mm.
So he didn't teach them to practice jhana. He just teach them the 4 noble truths,
Yeah.
the 4 noble truths, and the noble eightfold path.
Even Bahia, Daruchira, the bark
Yeah.
cloth, he had it probably already.
Yeah,
so
this
he just
already
need
have them. Just tell them the wisdom part. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All
Tanajan.
right. I think what's next? Sulan from Singapore. Always last but not least.
Yeah. Hello, Ajahn. Nice to see you. Yeah.
How are you? Good? Happy?
Yeah, I'm very happy. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I received the teachings. Yeah. Through Ryan. Yeah.
Have you started practicing yet? Have you started practicing yet?
Yeah. I started like last Tuesday. You asked me like, what is so hard about meditating every day? Then I started meditating. Yeah.
Every day now? Good.
Yeah.
Good. How long? 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
Yeah. 5-10 minutes.
5-10 minutes. Okay. We
Yeah.
keep add up. Keep pushing more. Okay. From 5 to 10, from 10 to 15.
Yes.
You want to go as far as 1 hour if possible. Okay. That's the
Okay.
goal.
Oh,
Can you do that?
yeah. I will try to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm.
If you find that it's hard for you to concentrate on your breath or on Bhutto, then you can do some chanting instead.
Mm.
You just meditate with using the chant instead of using Bhutto or using the breath. If you find it difficult to focus on the breath, then use the chanting. Do it mentally while you meditate.
Mm. Oh, do it mentally while I meditate when I focus on the chant.
Mhm.
Mm.
You know the chant, right? Itipiso, Bhagava.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, I know. So just use the Itipiso Bhagava.
Mm.
Mm.
Or whatever chant you like, you can remember. You can use any chant, doesn't matter which one.
Mm.
If you cannot, if you find it hard to focus on your breathing, or on the mantra, because your mind might be a bit restless or agitated, then you might need to use the chanting first.
Mm. Yes, yes.
Or after you meditate for a while, then your mind start become restless again, and you cannot focus on your breath. Then use chanting again if you want to continue meditating until you reach your goal, whatever the time you set up to meditate.
Mm. Okay. Yes.
Do you have any question tonight?
Oh, yes, I have question. For the Brahma Vihara Suttas, when I was reading the sutta, it was saying to pervade the awareness with the Brahma Vihara in the first direction, second direction, third, fourth, and then top, bottom, and all around. So there seems to be 6 directions to practicing the Brahma Vihara. Does the 6th direction correspond to like the Sigalovada Sutta, the 6th direction, referring to like our parents, our teachers, our spouse? Yeah, is that what it's referring to?
It means that you have to apply the Brahma Vihara with everybody. That's all. In summary, whether they're higher than you or they were lower than you or they're equal to you.
Oh, okay.
You give loving kindness to everybody equally the same, or even the animals or the devas.
Oh, okay. So it's not necessarily like really like literally in front of me, behind me. It is like just a metaphorical that
That's
it's
right.
everyone.
Whoever you meet, whoever you see, whether they come from up or above you or below you, treat them nice. Give them love, kindness, and compassion. That's what it means.
Treat them nice.
Sabbe satta, all beings.
All things. Okay.
Whether physical beings or spiritual beings, whether human or animals, you have to have metta, karuna, mudita toward them.
Oh, then when it's hard to have metta or karuna, then we just try not to.
Then you just have equanimity, ubeka.
Okay. Then if it's hard to have ubeka,
Ubeka is used to protect yourself from becoming unhappy because you cannot help other people. When you want to help other people and you cannot help them or they don't want your help, then you might feel bad. But if you have ubeka, then you won't feel bad. Say, okay, I try my best. If I cannot do that, that's too bad.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, if I cannot help, then it's too bad. Yeah. True.
Okay.
Then how would you explain jhana to people who have not experienced jhana before?
It's like going to a deep sleep. No dreams, no nothing. Just sound sleep.
Or just being sound asleep. That's how
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah, when you wake up, you feel refreshed and strengthened, right?
Oh.
If you have dreams, you might feel restless when you're awake. You might feel tired if you have bad dreams. But if you have no dreams, when you wake up, you feel refreshed and strong.
Okay.
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 I think I'll go to Kunjuk now for question from email.
Namaskaran ka. We have 6 questions from the assistant Gmail and 2 questions from Facebook so far. The first set of questions from assistant Gmail, the first one is from Sam from Brisbane. Question 1. The mind is permanent. Is spiritual happiness from a calm mind also permanent after that person becomes an arahant?
Well, when you become an arahant, you might become calm all the time. See, because an arahant has got rid of all the 10 fetters, which are the cause of agitation and restlessness in the mind. Once there are no fetters left in the mind, then the mind becomes perfectly calm all the time, forever. Nibbanang paramang sukhang, that's what it means. Paramang sukhang, permanent happiness, supreme happiness, absolute happiness.
Question 2. Are the calm mind when one stops thinking and the calm mind of an arahant who merely knows, are they the same?
Yes, they are the same calm mind. The difference is that the calm mind of when you stop thinking is temporarily, while the calm mind of an arahant is permanent. Because the calm mind, the mind of the arahant has no fetters or no defilement to cause any restlessness or agitation. But the calm mind from using mindfulness to stop thinking, it will only become temporarily. As soon as you remove the mindfulness, then when you start thinking, then the mind can become restless and agitated again.
Question 3. Does the mind of an arahant still have the spiritual happiness from calm mind, or is the mind of an arahant merely knowing and empty of all emotions?
They are both, they have happiness and also empty of all emotion.
Question 4. Is there still happiness in fourth jhana, or does fourth jhana only have upekkha?
There is happiness, the highest form of happiness is the happiness from the mind being still, which is the fourth jhana. Usually we call this contentment. This type of happiness is contentment. When you have upekkha, you no longer need anything. You don't want anything. So you don't react to anything. You don't react with love, hate, fear, or delusion.
Question 5. How to get rid of conceit in the mind of an anagami?
See, you have to understand that the conceit comes from delusion, misunderstanding. Like people in ancient time that believe the earth is flat, when actually the earth is not flat. So it's the same way with conceit. Conceit comes from thinking. See? When you stop thinking, the conceit disappears. Yeah. So you know that conceit is just the product of your thinking, nothing else. So you have to teach your mind not to think in a conceited way, that's all. Just teach your mind there is no self. Everybody is the same. We are composed of two parts, physical and spiritual parts. And we are all the same. Every aspect of our physical and spiritual part are the same. So no one is better or worse than anybody else.
The next question is from Samanji. What is heart and what is mind? We know that it is our mind that does not die even if the body dies, but the heart just dies with the body. Am I correct?
No. It's not the heart that is in the body. The heart that pumps the blood. This is not the heart we're talking about. The heart and mind is the same thing. Sometimes we refer to it separately. If we think about intellectual part of the mind, we call mind or chitta. If we're talking about the emotional part of the mind, we call the heart or the mano in Pali. So it's the same thing. It has two aspects. It has this intellectual part and it has the emotional part.
And a continuing question from Samanji is, I have heard people say, I think from the heart, not the mind. Why do they say so?
Because they think with emotion, they think with love, with compassion. With thinking on the mind, you think out of reason, rationality.
The next two questions are from Facebook. The first question is from Divyal Goel. What can I say to a family member who has a serious illness and is not able to still their mind?
Say nothing if they don't ask you to say anything.
And a continuing question is, how can I still my mind when seeing their suffering?
Meditate, use mindfulness, bring the mind to jhana, to equanimity.
And the last question is from Liana Lim. Good evening, Ajaan. When I had anger, I sit and do mindfulness of breathing in and breathing out, but the mind never stays still. I tried reminding the mind the anger causes dukkha, it is anicca, so I should let go of the anger. This method is also not helpful. This anger stayed for quite some time, a week or so. Eventually, it went away, as time always changing, impermanence, but it was very tiring. What meditation method should I do when there is anger in the mind?
I think using the mantra Bhutto is much more effective. When you feel angry, just keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto. Don't stop until don't stop until your anger disappear. If you still have anger, keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Another way of getting rid of your anger is to go to the cause of your anger, and what makes you angry is your desire. You want people to do a certain thing a certain way. When they don't do what you want them to do, then you get angry. So you have to let go of your desire and leave people alone. Let them do whatever they want to do. Don't expect anything from anybody. When you don't expect anything, then you won't be disappointed. Then you won't get mad. See? We get mad because we expect something like you expect me to say nice thing to you. When I don't say nice thing to you, you get angry at me. But if you don't expect me to say nice thing to you, you expect me to, you can take anything I say, then you don't get angry. So try to not to expect anything from anybody. Just take things as they come. Then you will never get angry.
Another question just came in from Marilyn Lee. How does one know he or she is ready for vipassana meditation? Do we need guidance to practice vipassana?
Can you contemplate on death or asupa? If you can, then you're ready. If you're not ready, if you cannot contemplate on death or asupa, then it means you're not ready yet.
That is all, Ka.
Okay. We have more questions from our member here, which is Kokseng. Go ahead, Kokseng.
Yeah, thank you, Prajan. This question arises in me when I was hearing the conversation just now. So, Prajan, I recall that Buddha mentioned about the importance of having physical seclusion in our practice, but at the same time, the Buddha also mentioned about the importance of having Kaliyamitas. So, how do we reconcile the on one hand, the importance to being secluded from other people, and at the same time, the importance of having spiritual friends in our practice?
Well, see, Kalyana actually means having a good teacher to teach you and guide you. So when you're first starting, you have to study with a teacher first. And once you know that what you have to do, then you ask permission, or he'll usually provide you with seclusion for you. He'll tell you where to go, where to stay, and be alone. So it's two steps. First, you need a good teacher to teach you, to guide you. And once you start practice, your teacher will say, "Okay, you stay alone. Don't socialize with anybody."
Okay. So that means I have the wrong assumption that Kalyamita actually refers to spiritual friends.
No, just teacher. When you practice, when you study, meditate, you don't want to socialize with anybody. Even if you live in the same monastery, you stick to your place. You don't go around and socializing with other people, other members of the community. Everybody stays stick to themselves and do their own practice. Only come together when they have to work, community work like eating or cleaning. And then if we finish, we have to separate and go back to our own quarter.
Okay, yeah, understand. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else would like to have any question? We have a few more minutes left. Raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Do we have any newcomer who just came in or not? Okay.
Yes, we have one. Samanji.
Samanji,
Yes, yes. She's in the line. Okay.
is she in the room yet?
Yeah, yeah. She's coming.
Samanji? I don't see her on my screen.
Okay.
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 See you now. Samanji, how are you? Unmute your microphone first. Can you unmute yet? Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, perfectly.
I just have one question, Ajaan. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And now there are arhants, like there are people, like certain people say that they have attained Sohan status. Like, how do we know that actually whether one has become a Sohan or not?
You can know by following the teaching. And if you can achieve the same thing that he teach you, then you can be sure that he actually became enlightened. But if you cannot yet prove it to yourself, then just be a little bit skeptical. Be not skeptical, but don't believe, totally believe, or don't totally disbelieve. Just take the word for, put it on hold and wait for confirmation first from your practice. Okay.
Yes.
Does it answer your question?
Yeah,
Because,
Ajaan.
because
Yes.
you don't know whether he's speaking the truth or not. See?
And also if a person, yeah.
In the Kalama Sutta, the Buddha said, don't believe what they say until you can prove it is whether it's true or not first. And the only way to prove somebody who's an enlightened is you have to study with them, and then we'll become enlightened from the teaching. Then you can then pretty much say, yeah, he must be enlightened, or else I would not be enlightened from his teaching. Like when you became enlightened as a Sotapanna, you will have no doubt in the Buddha, because you know this is the teaching of the Buddha that you used to become enlightened yourself. So you have no doubt in the Buddha, in the Dhamma practice, in the Dhamma teaching, or in a noble disciple, because you yourself became a noble disciple.
Okay.
Anything else?
And also if will Sohan, a person who has achieved a higher mental status such as Sohan, Sakudagami or Arhat, will such a person ever say that he has achieved such a higher mental status, even if we ask him? Will such a person ever say that he has achieved such a
You have to shut off your microphone, your speaker first. Okay. Usually an enlightened person doesn't like to brag about himself, but he'll talk about the how to achieve enlightenment. This is his teaching, see. But he usually will not say, I'm a Sotapanna, or I'm a Sakidagami, or I'm an Arahant. But he say, keep doing this and you'll become this and this. He'll tell you how to become enlightened. But usually he will not tell people that he's enlightened.
And is it proper to ask that question from such a person, like if a lay person?
Well, you can ask, but you might not get an answer that you like to hear. You know, you might get some other answer like, "Go keep practicing, you'll find out yourself."
Okay.
Because there's a rule that prohibits monks to say something about his achievement if he hasn't actually achieved. This is one of the four cardinal sins of a monk, to tell that he's enlightened when he's not enlightened. See? it could be sued and be disrobed. So it's better to stay clear from this subject of enlightened, whether one is being enlightened or not, but because one could be accused of committing this cardinal sin, parachika.
That's all I have today. Thank you so much.
Okay. I think that's all the time we have for today or tonight. Thank you for your company. I hope this meeting is useful to you and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on meditating. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
กราบสาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thanks, Annie. Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you so much, Prajan.
Bye, everyone. Good night.